Hey y'all, Instinct Survival's coming again with another Tip Tuesday. This time is a special celebration of 1 year. I'm fighting with saws, hammering, air guns, planes, and dogs. 1 year celebration of that, right? 1 year celebration of dealing with those types of things out here filming. Today we're talking about basketballs and the sun. Basketballs, Bill? In bushcraft, really? Yeah. How many times have I gone in and seen people say, okay, I'm ready to start a fire? That's not going to do it. So you may start a fire, but then you're off scurrying around for firewood. So one of the things a lot of people have already heard me say is you need the size of a basketball. Now that doesn't mean that all three types combined. When I say types, I mean the little bitty stuff, the medium stuff, go with this one, right? And then the big stuff. That doesn't mean that all together that should be a basketball size. It means each. So each pile should be about this, right? About the size of a basketball. The reason being is because number one, you have to make sure that you can start another fire, right? It's always the next fire mentality. We've talked about that with char cloth. We've talked about that with several other things. Next fire mentality. The other side of it is that it could be that that's great, but if your wood's damp and you're burning through it like that, or really dry, which I've got a couple of pieces over there, they'll burn through it very quickly. So we're looking at basketball sized piles, right? Bundles of twigs or fines, smalls, whatever word you want to use, even if you're, regardless of which one you're subscribing to, basketball size smalls, mediums, and larges. Okay, what does that look like? Hold on, we're going to change the camera and then you'll get to see that. All right guys, so that you can see, you know, just in comparison, there's my hand, right? Each one of those is about the size of a basketball. Now the bigger ones are not quite the size of a basketball, but it could be, all right, because they're a lot longer, and I wanted to keep them long so that I could use it in a different fashion. But that's one of those things, when you're looking at sizes, I mean, we're dealing with strictly basketball size or larger for the ability to go into the next fire, for the ability to, you know, if your wood conditions are different, we need to make sure that we have the right stuff and the ability to continue making our fire. Right now the other side of it is well, Bill, I only need a little bit of wood because I'm only doing this and I'm only going to be here for a few. That's fine, I get it. But when we're talking about truly campfire, whatever, we're talking about basketball size. Oh Bill, we thought you meant basketball in the sun. We thought you were talking about the Orlando Suns. Fellas, ladies, I don't follow basketball. I barely know that that's a basketball team. And if it's not, well, there you go. Now you really know. So what about the sun? Today we're going to actually we're going to light a fire utilizing the sun. Beautiful day outside, very pretty. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right, folks. So when we talk about solar fires and we talk about using the sun for a fire, many of you are familiar with this, all right? It's just a magnifying glass. You could use a Fresnel lens, however it's pronounced. And I keep one of those in my bag as well. For this one, we're going to use this because it's going to have a different purpose for it, if you will, or a different look of it, if you will. And the reality is what you're trying to do is you're trying to line this up with the sun. Now, many of you did this as kids. You burned pencils, you burned ants, we burned other things. But the overall purpose, if we look down on the bricks at the bottom, you'll notice that's not straight. It's not lined up. And so what we're doing is we're trying to get it lined up with the sun. And as you see it start getting smaller and smaller, now we can adjust it. And you can see I actually have smoke coming off my bricks. We're doing the same thing here, right? We're just lining it up with the sun. And yes, I cheated. There's dryer lint. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold it tight, or hold it steady, if you will, for it to burn. Now what you'll notice is that this dryer lint is not going to burn just on its own with the fire or with the sun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it narrowed down to the right spot. And add a little bit of wind to it, or oxygen. And there we go. Now you may say, well, why did you have to add oxygen to that? And the main reason is because in doing so, the dryer lint actually cools off a lot quicker than what you want it to. So that's the downside, right? And so by using fire and a little bit more oxygen, I could have waited for the wind to pick up, what you see it doing now. That would have worked just fine. So that's the reason that we do it that way. Now that's not always the case depending upon your material. Some of the charred woods work great, and all you do is just, it's an ember, and all you gotta do is just blow into it and it stays. If you're looking at lighter materials such as cotton, or something that's impregnated, you know, some petroleum jelly with cotton, then you don't necessarily have to blow that either. So all we're doing is just adding oxygen. Remember our triangle of fire. So that's it, guys. Basically, I just wanted you to understand, when we talk about gathering materials for fires, we need a lot of material, right? We need to get at least basketball size. If you're doing a single fire, you may look at softball size, which is coincidentally the same size as exactly your tinder bundle. You want to make sure that you have that as well. So it's all purpose driven. When you look at, again, that continuing fire, that's what you want to do. And again, another idea with the reusable resource without having to worry about it being a finite number. Use this when it's sunshine, use your other for when it's not. One final thing to talk about. All right, we've been going at this for a year, and you've heard me debate back and forth whether we're going to continue on. Well, all the votes are in, and if you didn't get to vote, well, tough start. All right, that's the way it goes. All the votes are in. We're continuing on, so we're going to try for another year of Two Tip Tuesday. Scenes may change. We're definitely getting into some more of the physical hands-on lessons as opposed to theoretical or let's discuss. We're going to get into showing different parts and different things of that nature. So hooray, hooray, unless you're wanting to say, no, I didn't get a chance to vote because I don't want to listen to you anymore. Okay, sorry. You're outvoted. The other side is hey, guess what? This is now May, Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But most importantly, remember to hydrate. All right, especially down here in Georgia, it is freaking hot outside. So remember to hydrate. I had one of the guys actually cutting the lawn the other day, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'll be all right." No, you won't, dude. Sorry. I brought him some water bottles. I'm like, no, you won't. You're going to drink, and you're going to drink both of these before you quit and before I pay you. So there's that. Anyway, long story short, guys, thanks for all you do. Thanks for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. Please pass it along. Let's get the numbers up there a little bit more. I know about what my average is for each video view. And I'd like to actually goal it up and try to make it increase. So spread the word, share it out, thumbs up, and I'll continue to comment on the different ones. Hey guys, thanks for everything you do. Until then, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching. My fire ready. I have my fire ready. Let's go make a fire with this. Well, we can make one. That's about as far as you're going to get. We'll start a fire. What? No, don't post that.